right, of your GCSE paper 2. That is the pollution from the fuels, right? Isn't it? That we have to know that what are the pollutions which are there, right? Isn't it? Now, we have dealt with the greenhouse gases, right? We have already dealt. Greenhouse gases, they increase the temperature, right, of the atmosphere, right? They make incandescent rain, untimely storms, right? The ice cap melts, the sea level rise, and these are happening for the greenhouse gases, right? But apart from the greenhouse gases which is emitted, there are other gases which are emitted when we burn fossil fuels, right? Isn't it? Fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, natural gas, right? Isn't it? Over here, we have to master a very important part over here, that the fossil fuels which you have, right? The fossil fuels, right? You'll be seeing that the fossil fuels having will be having a very important part, right? That the fossil fuel will be having a negative part, right? Maximum of this fossil fuels, right? Mainly coal and coal and oil, right? They contain sulfur, right? Although nowadays we are ensuring that sulfur is maximum eliminated, right? I'm going a little bit slow, right? Sulfur is eliminated, right? So fossil fuels, when we burn, by default, what happens? The sulfur also burns to give you sulfur dioxide, right? This bit you have to know, right? Isn't it? Sulfur dioxide, right? Isn't it? Now, when we burn fossil fuels, it contains sulfur, right? The sulfur will be giving out sulfur dioxide. Now, the sulfur dioxide gases will be going up the atmosphere, right? Up the sky, right? And they will be mixing with the cloud, rainwater, right? Rainwater. Please write down this equation over here. Sulfur dioxide or sulfur trioxide plus water gives you H2SO4, right? And underline this acid rain. My prediction of this, right? Write down e to the power infinity over here, right? It gives you acid rain. The acid rain is also given out by the cars, right? Cars. Any petrol or diesel cars, what happens? The nitrogen of the atmosphere, it combines with oxygen in the hot car engines, right? To give you nitrogen dioxide, right? Understood? Same thing, nitrogen dioxide is a must emitted. It's emitted where we are using petrol or diesel cars, right? The nitrogen combines with oxygen to give you nitrogen dioxide. This nitrogen dioxide goes up the atmosphere again and combined with the rainwater to give you what? Any guesses? Can anybody WhatsApp me, or sorry, anybody send me a Zoom chat, please? What does nitrogen oxide when mixes with the rainwater give? Fastest figure is Nithila again. What about the boys, right? Nitric acid, as she has written, right? HNO3. Please write down this equation, please, huh? Please quickly. Here and here, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, Kailash, right? Thank you so much, Kailash, right? Fine, thank you. Have you got this part? Nitrogen is combined in the hot car engines. Nitrogen is a very unreactive gas, guys. I forgot to tell you that in the early atmosphere, huge nitrogen was there. I told you a hint that nitrogen level is still same. Why? Because nitrogen is a very unreactive gas, right? It does not react. It's very unreactive, inert gas. But in hot car engines, bus engines, flight engines, right? Will be combined with oxygen to give what? Nitrogen dioxide, right? Is it clear? This nitrogen dioxide goes up the atmosphere and they will be mixing of the rainwater, cloud water to give you HNO3. This H2SO4 and HNO3, right? This will be falling down as acid rain, right? So we are discussing about the pollutants, not the greenhouse gases, right? Over here, right? Isn't it? Greenhouse gases will be already separately dealt. We're focusing about the pollutants, right? What are harmful? This acid rain will be doing what? They will be destroying the limestone structures, the metal structures, the railway lines, the railway coaches, right? Isn't it? Mainly, you will be seeing that they will be affecting the lakes. Hmm. Plant also, plant life, plant gets, the root gets killed, right? Understood? Lakes, the lakes will be acidic and the fishes will be dying, right? Is it clear? Now, do you know what? Mainly the sulfur which is there in the fossil fuels, as I've told you, now maximum is removed, but still, still some portion is unattended, right? So, first pollutant we have heard what is sulfur dioxide or sulfur trioxide from the fossil fuels. Next pollutant is nitrogen dioxide, which comes out from the internal combustion engines. The third pollutant or the third hazard is what? The third hazard is carbon monoxide. How is carbon monoxide produced? By incomplete combustion of fossil fuels, right? If you take any fossil fuels, right, it undergoes oxidation and we use the energy to sustain our luxury life, right? Heating up of home, cooking of the food, driving the cars, driving the buses, driving the aircrafts. This is complete combustion. But you know what? If the supply of oxygen is less, that gives you carbon monoxide plus water, right? Guys, can anybody go to the Zoom chat and send me a message that carbon monoxide, why it is harmful? Why it is harmful? Why carbon dioxide is a pollutant, right? Carbon monoxide I'm talking about, right? Carbon monoxide, right? Why it is harmful, right? Fastest finger is Kailash in this time. Very good. Nithila joint, right? Isn't it? Very good. Very good. I wanted, yeah, everybody, wonderful. Hanshika has written the clinical answer, right? Nithila, Kailash, fastest finger, Kritik. Yeah, Kritik has also clinically written. Ishani, fine. What about others? Uh, Hitakshi. Okay, it's colorless, odorless, but what's the threat to it, right? Clinical answer I want, right? Wonderful. Mokshi has got clinical answer. Uh, Hanshika has got clinical answer. Very good. Kailash has got wonderful. Everybody wonderful. Yes, it binds on to the hemoglobin, right? It does not let oxygen sit into the hemoglobin. Just we dip that we starve out of oxygen, and you'll be shocked to hear this. In any small room, if anybody is exposed to carbon monoxide for more than 5 minutes, right, that person can die due to oxygen not getting supplied to the tissues, right? Respiration cannot occur, right? Fine. So that was that part we discussed. Now we have to now come to the last bit, right, of the atmospheric pollutant. What are those? The diesel engines, right? Do you know what? Diesel is a much more longer hydrocarbon, right? Isn't it? It consists of C10 to C8 to C10, right? Hydrocarbon, right? But there's a very important part here to understand. Diesel engines has to be there in trucks, buses, where you need more power. Diesel has to be there. But when you have anybody has got a car, a diesel engine will be very fatal to the community as such. Why? Because diesel engine, more is the carbon length. You can write down more is the carbon length, right? Unburned carbon particles are released, right? Unburned carbon particles, right? These carbon particles, they hang around the air, right? Isn't it? Okay, this is clear to you. Diesel is a large molecule and it always produces unburnt hydrocarbon, that was other, and and what these and carbon particles, right? These carbon particles, they hang around, right, in the atmosphere, right, causing global dimming, right? The light, you might have seen in Delhi, who has traveled, right? That in the morning, right, the sunlight, they come, this is called a global dimming, right? Second, it can also affect our lungs, right, and cause cancer, right? This page, now open your book, everybody. This page number 203, please open and mark it e to the power infinity quickly, right? This part, my prediction, right? Clear? So everything we discussed, right? Everything we discussed. The pollutants, carbon dioxide we discussed separately, but these are the main pollutants we're having, right? This gives acid rain. Sulfur dioxide mixes with rainwater gives acid rain. Carbon monoxide is due to incomplete combustion. This can bind with the hemoglobin, right? And diesel, right? Particulates, right? These are the what? These are the pollutants we are having, right? Fine.